Coach, well, now that you know your opponent, I know you're focused on you and your guys and what you need to do, but now that you know your opponent, just your initial thoughts on the Celtics.
A tough task, terrific team, very well coached, team that has a lot of collective experiences as well that they can lean on. So we'll need this time to prepare and continue to build and have a good game plan going in against the Celtics.
Looks like there's going to be a expansion on the number of fans that they're going to allow in the building. Before it was 10%, they'll be allowing in quite a few more. It's been you've had home court advantage. You guys have played well at home, but to have that extra juice in the building for a postseason run while at full strength, what can that do for the team?
Well, it's exciting. I think our guys have dealt with a lot this year. Condensed schedule, all the COVID protocols. All that travel and the difficulties and the demands of the game. But to have fans in the building, especially at playoff time, is important. That's what it's all about. So we're excited to have our fans in the building. Our players are excited at the opportunity to play in front of them and to have that playoff atmosphere. So we're thrilled to welcome as many people as we can in the building safely and get that atmosphere going.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Steve, I have two questions. First of all, was there a theme to what you did well to sweep them during the season series? And second of all, they don't have Jaylen Brown, but that didn't stop Tatum from going off the other night. What are your thoughts on how to defend him?
I think it's really hard to take too much away from the season series in that we kind of played them with three different teams. So different looks each time. I think we're going to almost have to hit the refresh button, start again, and look at this as a blank slate. Tatum has shown in the last few years, but particularly the last few weeks, that he's capable of getting 50, 60 points. So the task is there for us to defend as a team, to be very diligent with our game plan, and to be physical, to hopefully play with a lot of intelligence and feel, but make up for that by playing really hard and spirited basketball. So he's going to be a handful, and we're going to have to be locked in to try to slow him down.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Steve, I was going to have two for you, but you just answered one of them. James said a couple days ago that you had a film session with him, Kevin, and Kyrie at sometime late last week. I'm curious what prompted you to have that with the three of them, what you're hoping to get out of it, and how it went on whatever you were going for there.
Yeah, it's just always nice to check in and get on the same page. So, we periodically meet and make sure that those guys, as the leaders of the team, those guys who have the most responsibility are in lockstep with the staff as far as how we want to approach things. So it's always good to check in, to go over scenarios, to make sure we're on the same page with game plans and schemes and whatnot. So it's always beneficial, and I think it was productive as well.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, is it fair to say that Kevin, given how he and Tatum kind of play similar positions, will be the primary matchup for a guy like Jayson Tatum? And on top of that, how do you balance Kevin's, I guess we'll call it, defensive duties with also how much energy he's going to have to exert on the offensive?
Yeah, that's a part of playoff basketball. Excuse me. You got to play both ends of the floor, and you're gonna expend a lot of energy. But that's why Kevin trains the way he does, and that's why he's the player he is. He can impact the game at both ends at the highest level. So, yeah, he'll have a lot of possessions where he's guarding Tatum, and he's gonna have to work hard to slow him down, and so is everyone else that gets matched up with him.
Zach Braziller with New York Post.
Steve, what do you think, when you look at Tatum, what are the challenges for Kevin there? And what do you think about him trying to defend Tatum and the kind of skill set he has that maybe could work? Well,
Jayson's a big guard, so to speak. I mean, he's a small forward in the traditional sense, but the way he handles the ball and is able to shoot at all three levels, use his size inside or outside to shoot over people. Kevin can use his length and athleticism to try to negate some of that. But it's one of those things where, as much as anything, it's about concentration. Not giving him the easy ones, not making simple mistakes, and that comes from a team effort. Getting back and matched up in transition. Making sure that we're there in support at all times. So it really is a team effort, but individual guys will also have the first line of defense on them.
Brian Mahoney, AP.
Hey, Steve, maybe got your left field question here. Sorry, but over on New York's other team, Julius Randle's season has kind of reminded me of Amari's first season when he came to New York, and that this team had been losing a ton. All of a sudden, one guy just kind of lifts up the franchise a little bit, and the fans just totally embraced him because they were waiting for that guy and that success. Did you keep tabs that year when he first came to New York and see how things went? And is it sometimes just that even though it's a team game, one guy can elevate everything around him, the franchise?
Yeah, I definitely think that's possible. I think there's a history of that happening where a guy changes teams or elevates his game and the team takes a leap. That especially for young players, that's what I think all franchises hope for, is that development of key players. And so, I thought Julius obviously, improved in all categories this year. Becoming a 40% three-point shooter definitely expands your game in a lot of ways, allows him to be more of a playmaker, more efficient, be a bigger matchup nightmare for people because he can stretch the floor. I think his growth has been a catalyst to their growth and their success this year.
Thanks for your time, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.